Lucifer Season 5 Part 1, the first half of the brand new season of Lucifer. Two interesting facts about this season. One, because this is called Season 5 Part 1, they decided to split the season into two because it's a collection of 16, so we got the first 8 now, and we'll get the final 8 of this season later on the track. But also, this season was originally meant to be the final season. Now, they renewed it for season 6. But I won't lie, watching this season, these first 8, you're like, it feels like we're hitting that conclusion. It feels like we're wrapping up the story. And when I rewatch season 4 just to recap myself, you kind of do feel like there's so much this story could tell. But anyway, how is the season? How is the first 8 episodes? It's Lucifer. It's fantastic. And here's the thing, like, Lucifer, the show is what it is. It is a crime show with the devil. Who is this lovable, charismatic, witty, comedic, like, no bows, it's, a bit naughty, but it's not, it's not going that so far to the point you go, really, it's what you think that the show is, and it does very well. But what it also has done pretty well is it continues to build on the relationships that it has, and mainly the main two characters, which is Lucifer and Chloe. And interesting to look back at season 1, where like Chloe is like, ugh, this womanizer, like, she admits, like, oh, I find you a bit oppressive, really. And now the two characters are item, and how in this first episode, I will spoil the first episode in a nutshell. The first episode is all about how is Lucifer dealing with not being with Chloe, and how is Chloe not doing with Lucifer. That's all I will say about the first episode. And it's handled so well, and how it's so realistic, and any arguments or issues that have come along with it, it feels just natural. Like, Negadil was a parent, but he's an angel, and it feels like a very realistic, grounded scenario that we have. Arguments feel grounded and realistic. I was like, okay, basically Lucifer is this and is feeling this, and this. Which feels, because your head's thinking, this is a show about hell, heaven and hell, and demons, and the main character is the devil, and you got XY, heaven and hell, and angels, and Bibles. I mean, Eve showed up from Adam and Eve last season, and all that kind of stuff. You think it's going to go high in concept, but it doesn't really. It absolutely doesn't. It's just, it does so wonderfully well over there. We are introduced, it's in the trailer, to the villain, which is Michael. Michael's one of those characters where you're like, okay, he's the villain, or knowing at the time, like, this was the villain you're going to wrap your season with. Okay. And then you be like, okay, it's 16 episodes, the master plan will be revealed in the second half. It feels kind of okay. That's Michael, so far, I don't know what he's about. All I know is he's the evil version of Lucifer, which is what we're saying about regular Lucifer, knowing, devil. But, evil version of Lucifer, but he lies, except say he lies while Lucifer doesn't. And when Lucifer goes and does the whole, tell me, what do you truly desire? It's tell me, what do you truly fear? Outside of that, and he's American, being British, the character, you're like, okay, he's just that jealous brother, really. And the one thing I absolutely enjoy with this season, and definitely with last season, was it's 16 episodes, 8 episodes. They just deal with stuff very quickly. A certain X character finds X thing in one episode. They will find out in the next episode, and mostly in the first 5 minutes. It's absolutely well done for that, because sometimes I'm so used to the 22, 23 episode stuff where it's like, you can't tell them. Why? Because of X, Y, Z. No. The reality is, you got this is episode 12, and they can't find out until episode 18. But so you have to sweat this plot line so bloody long to the point it's bloody ridiculous. But yeah, and they don't do it here. It's absolute. Oh god. Why? Tell me part 2 comes out next week, please. Oh god, this is what I truly desire. I want part 2 right now, because this I don't think there's one bad season of Lucifer. I don't think there has been that one bad season. It's just this is a really good show.